confusing, or should I say the articles. Today I'm going to explain to you a simple flow diagram that will help you to understand how to use the English articles. Check out this newspaper article. The CCI President Sourav Ganguly on Wednesday left for Dubai to oversee preparations for a biosecure IPL beginning on September 19. Defending champions Mumbai Indians will face Chennai Super Kings in the opening match of the T20 event, which has been moved to the UAE due to the rising COVID-19 cases in India. My first flight in 6 months to Dubai for IPL. Crazy life changes, Ganguly posted on his Instagram handle, with a picture in which he is wearing a mask and face shield, part of the standard operating procedure while flying amid the pandemic. But why did the journalist write a biosecure IPL, not the biosecure IPL? Or why did he or she write about a mask rather than the mask? And why did he or she just talk about preparations rather than the preparations? Do you know what my grammar book says about the articles in the English language? The correct use of the articles is one of the most difficult points in English grammar. So if you find the articles difficult, you are not alone. And if you are a Hindi speaker learning English, well, Hindi doesn't have any articles, so no wonder you might find it difficult. Don't give up. In this lesson, I am going to help you. Hi, I'm Simon from Gateway English Teaching. If you're new here, please join us on this English teaching, English learning journey. Click the subscribe button, hit the bell, and stay tuned for more English learning tips. Well, if you have learned that a or an are used for a general statement, and we use the for a specific or a particular situation, well, that is good. Don't stop using that rule. But there is no one single rule that is going to cover every situation in how we use the articles. And so I want to give you something on top of that. I want to give you the question, which will help you as you navigate learning the articles and how to use them best. When do you use a? When do you use an? When do you use the? And when do you use no articles at all? And here is the question. Do we both know which noun we are meaning? I adopted that question from Swan's grammar book. So I didn't make it up, but I have made it work a bit easier for us. Memorize and use that question, and you will master the basic use of the English articles. Let me explain. Articles come before nouns. We can say a cat, the country, the information, an envelope. Or we can simply say traffic or advice without any article at all. We can put an adjective in the middle, the black cat, an emotional day, a big boy. But for whatever noun we're talking about, do we both know which one we are meaning? And both is the key word in that question. If you are the writer, then do both you and your readers know which noun you are talking about? Or if you're a speaker, do both you and your hearers know which noun you are talking about? And there are 3 different answers to that question. If you answer yes, we do both know which noun we are meaning, then we use the article the. Now we might both know because the information has already been given. in the newspaper article that we use in the practice session at the end of this tutorial, in the second sentence, we read, "The group will courier necessary books and study material." Because in the first sentence of the article, we learned about who this group was. Or we might both know which noun we are meaning because there is only one of them. For example, in the IPL news piece, we read about the pandemic. Which pandemic? Well, we all know which pandemic we're talking about. The COVID-19 pandemic, which is raging in our world at the moment. Or the article talks about the opening match. Well, there is only one opening match, so we can use the word the. We also speak this way when we talk about the sun, the moon, the Taj Mahal, the internet. There is only one of these things. And so when there is only one of them, we always use the beforehand. We don't say, sky is cloudy. No, there's only one sky. So we say, the sky is cloudy. Sometimes we both know which noun we are talking about because that information is given to us in that very sentence or very close by. For example, in our IPL news article, we read this, the standard operating procedure. Which standard operating procedure? The standard operating procedure for flying in a pandemic. That one. So we both know. Another example. A foreigner asks, who's the woman in the red sari? And you say, oh, that's a bride. Which woman? There might be 100 women in eyesight. The woman in the red sari. We both know which woman we're talking about because we have the extra information. These nouns can be singular or plural. They can be countable or uncountable. We're talking about any noun. But please remember, there are exceptions to this rule. Sorry, we'll get to some of these exceptions in the third article's video in this series. But for now, that is the basic rule for using the. But what if the answer is no? We don't both know which noun we are meaning. Well, now we have two options. There are two different answers. So answer number 2. If we say no when the noun is singular and countable, then we use a or an. We see this in our IPL Hindustan Times news article, don't we? And there we read, a biosecure IPL. Biosecure is the adjective. So IPL, well, that's a singular countable noun. There's only one of them, and we can count it. As readers, we don't yet know anything about this new biosecure IPL. It's new information for us. And so the journalist has written a biosecure IPL. It's new information. We don't both know which IPL we are meaning. Now the journalist could have written the biosecure IPL planned for September 2020. In which case, in the second part of the sentence, we have the information we need so that both the journalist and us, the readers, know which IPL we're talking about. It's the same with a picture and a mask. Both are singular, uncountable nouns. Now you and I, we can see the picture and we can see the mask. And I say the because you and I both know which mask and which picture we are talking about because it is on our screen. But the journalist is writing about a picture somewhere else on Instagram. And so both he and his readers don't have that picture in mind. And so, in a perfect use of the articles, he or she says a picture and a mask. And answer 3 to our question is this. No. When it is a plural, for example, cats, or an uncountable noun, for example, information or advice, then we use no article at all. We have a nice example in our IPL news piece. Why did Ganguly go to Dubai? To oversee preparations for this biosecure IPL. Preparations. This is a plural noun. Why is there no article before it? Well, because this is new information for us. You and I, as readers, don't know which preparations we are talking about. And so there is no article, simply preparations. So these are the basic rules about the articles in English. In video 2, we're going to look at pronunciation. In video 3, we're going to look at some exceptions to these rules. But if you memorize this question, it will help you so much. We'll finish with 3 mistakes to avoid and some practice. Mistake number 1. Never use a or an with plural or uncountable nouns. When we use a or an, it's a bit like saying one. Because we don't say one cat, then we don't say a cat. And because we don't say one elephant, we don't say an elephant. We don't say an information or a folders. We say she has 5 cats, or he gave me information about the new car. The second mistake to avoid is this. Never use the to talk about things in general. We can say the cats make nice pets if we're talking to our mother about the 5 cats that she has. But if we're talking about cats in general, then we just say cats are nice pets. Thus, we say it is good to drink clean water, not it is good to drink the clean water. Clean water is a general statement. Our third mistake to avoid is this. Never use singular countable nouns by themselves. We don't say cat is sleeping. We can say the cat is sleeping. We can say every cat is sleeping. We can say that cat is sleeping. We can say my cat is sleeping. But we never say cat is sleeping. Okay, let's practice. Here is a news article from the Times of India, 11 September 2020. The link is in the description below. There are 2 exercises for you to do here. The first, put a correct article into the blank spaces I have left. Now be careful, I have left 1 space where no article is needed. And the second exercise, I have put 3 articles on bold type. These are incorrect uses of the articles. Write in the comments below why they are incorrect, and I will interact with you down there. Pause the video here and fill in the blanks. Good work. Here are the answers. Now you'll see some of the answers. I have both the and a. The bold version is the one the journalist used, but depending on what you wanted to communicate, either of them could have been used in that place. Well, that's all from me for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. See you next time.